Hey guys, it's Eric from I'm Reality Check again. Today I just want to take a look here at something called LSI indexing. Well, LSI keywords, which stands for latent semantic indexing. You may have heard of this word. It's pretty popular in search engine optimization. It's something that a lot of people just sort of throw around without necessarily knowing what it means. And the reality is, it's not really anything that important, but people do use it wrong a lot of the times. And a lot of times people make weird claims about LSI that aren't true. So I kind of just want to make you aware of some of these things and how it influences SEO and what it actually is. So, first of all, what is LSI? It stands for latent semantic indexing. It's basically a term that refers to a search engine indexing words based on associated meaning. And it's most specifically used to refer to words that are synonyms. So, two keywords that mean the same thing would be considered LSI keywords. So if I were to use the word cats and use the word felines, according to latent semantic indexing, those would be treated as the same exact thing because they mean the same thing. Now, does it exist? Not really, not in any modern search engine. LSI has not been integrated into mainstream search results at all. There's no proof that it exists. Google has never talked about it. They've never been open with it. And if it did exist, you could type in the word cats and felines and you get almost the exact same results. But you don't. So clearly they don't use it. So it's safe to say that, it's safe to say LSI exists. Really, LSI it takes a lot to teach a machine to understand meaning. A lot more than we currently have right now. Machines aren't good at understanding meaning. They're good at understanding ones and zeros, which is what we program to do. Understanding meaning takes a lot more work than anything else we've ever accomplished, which is why to this day, some of the smallest brains on animals still have more information in them than the largest supercomputers built by humans. Because this concept of meaning, such a flexible concept, is complex and difficult to define, let alone on a small scale. Compare that to doing it on a large scale, indexing billions of sites. It just isn't reasonable for Google to do something like that. So it kind of doesn't exist, but it was originally used to stuff keywords with synonym or stuff articles with synonyms so that they were better for SEO. And we'll show you what really happened. Now, why did it become popular? It was just a term that was being thrown around back in the early Web 2.0 days. They basically thought that by using synonyms, you increased your keyword density because it would treat the core keyword. Let's say you were writing an article about cats and you use the word felines a lot. Supposedly, it would increase the keyword density for the term cats because Google would treat them as the same keyword. This is likely a placebo because the real result of these actions is probably that you're just using a lot of related keywords. So that means that more than likely LSI doesn't really exist and people are just using more related keywords when they think that they're using LSI. There's no such thing as LSI, so you can't possibly be using it. But that's kind of the way it works, and that's just sort of the gist of some of the things that have gone into LSI. And overall, this is kind of my basic opinion of it. Now, what explains results from LSI? Well, like I said, it's probably a placebo. If you told someone to use a bunch of synonyms when they were writing an article, chances are a good number of the words they define as synonyms would be words that Google would define as related keywords. So this relevance would likely increase your search engine optimization, but it's not because Google is treating them as synonyms. It's because Google considers them to be related to your core word. You're not manipulating latent semantic indexing. This thing doesn't exist. So, bottom line, Google doesn't know what words mean. They don't have this technology. I'm going to prove it to you here in a second. Let's take two Google search bars. Let's type in cats and let's type in felines. Let's see what we have. Now, the number one result on both is Wikipedia, but they're totally different pages on Wikipedia, so I'm not really going to count that And then look at this. We have Icon has cheeseburger after Wikipedia. And then here we have felinesync.org. Totally different. After that, we have cats.about.com and absolutely cats.com/22felines.html. Then we have catchannel.com here. And we have enchantedfelines.com. Anyways, the list goes on and on. ilovecats.com, cats.com, fanciers.com. None of this stuff is in this result. So if Google is processing felines and cats as the same thing, why do the results look totally different? Because the bottom line is Google doesn't know what these words mean. They're just related. They know that cats and felines tend to show up in the same paragraphs for the same information. So it's realistic for us to assume that while there is some value to using what we consider LSI keywords, actual latent semantic indexing doesn't exist, so don't worry about it too much. As always, write your articles as naturally as you can. Use H1 tags, H2 tags, H3 tags. Use whatever other resources you can within reason, and that's about it, guys. There's no weird secrets or tricks with this stuff. It's all basic stuff. So that's about it for this video, guys. I appreciate you watching. I always have more good stuff coming on the way, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and check out my website at imrealitycheck.com.